Are you tired of old age dogma and new age dogma and looking for a simpler path? This might just be it. Hey guys, it's John sitting here in the living room having a fabulous mug of broth, loving my morning. I am currently in the midst of my second week of prepping for my water fast, which starts this week. And I wanted to hop on and talk about this idea of a simpler path. You know, we have a lot of ideologies. We have all of the old age ideologies from ancient religions. We have all these new age ideologies, which mostly come from either the early Theosophical Society teachings or all of the movements of the 1980s and 90s. We have all the ascended masters and all the spirit guides and all that stuff that comes into with the new age. And it always seems so convoluted and like a struggle. And people say, I'm just starting my spiritual journey. And they're looking at all of this data, right? But if you really look at the data, it's a very interesting construct, because the ancient modalities or the ancient teachings, every one of them, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Muhammad, all of them are based in somebody else's spiritual experiences. But all of them said that the kingdom of heaven was in you. They said that the power is within you. Everything is within. Go within. Go within. They kept saying that it's all within you. Then you get into the new age, and it's all without. It's all outside of you. It's the spirit guides and the angels and the source and all the stuff is outside of you. And so, which path do you go? Do you go to the inside, and for many of them, the deification of the person who is having the spiritual experience? Like in Christianity, he says the kingdom of heaven is within you, and the power to heal is within you. Is your faith that heals you. But they will now say, oh, that's the faith means faith in Jesus. He never said that, right? So they've deified these avatars of old. Then you look at the new age, and they're saying, okay, I need something outside of myself to create or to find this greater awareness. I need to look for the light show so that I have this enlightenment. And what's interesting is when you step back and you look at it, the majority of the new age is not present moment. And they say they're present moment. They talk about mindfulness. But then they also talk about the prophetic future and the 5D and the ascensions and the coming cataclysm of humanities. Every year, every November, December, you'll start to see all the videos coming out. The earth will split in 2025. The humanity will evolve in 2025. All these things. They're not in the present. They're all focused on prophetic ideas of the future. They're not here and now. But you can't do anything in the future. And nothing in the past says that everything is fated and destined. That's a 1980s to 90s New Age ideology. It's a dogma. And when you look at it from the perspective that it's all just convoluted mess. The original story of Adam and Eve, people miss the basic moral of that story. They ate from the tree of knowledge. They got kicked out of paradise. Both of these pathways, old age dogma, new age dogma, are pathways of knowledge. This knowledge set from ancient teachings, this knowledge set from modern teachings, they're just pathways away from yourself. Jeshua said, when you seek a path is laid before you. But until you turn the path back to yourself, you never find the doorway. Now, that came from one of my regressions. Don't try to look it up in the Bible. You're not going to find it there. These are pathways. And when you go down these pathways, they will take you so far. But until you come back to yourself, when I first started studying meditation, I studied everything, every possible form of meditation I could study. And I found they all took me to one very specific place, the place where I chose to simply let go. And I chose to simply exhale and come back to that place. But what are you letting go of? You're letting go of the path, the method, the modality, the technique. You're coming back to yourself in the present moment. And Are you tired of the old age dogmas telling you should be riddled with guilt and fear and be a wretch and all these horrible things, born in sin? Are you tired of the new age dogmas that are telling you you have to strive for something outside of yourself, higher than yourself, greater than yourself, and brighter than yourself? These are both two different paths, and they're going in two different directions, but they're directions away from you. And you're bringing yourself back to that simple idea that everything is within you. The kingdom of heaven is within you, right? Greater works than I've done, you will do. Those things are telling you that you have the power within yourself. You have the divinity within yourself. All these rigid structures of fear-based techniques and ideology, the New Age folks will say, well, we're not fear-based. Well, if you're telling someone they have to strive to get to something outside of themselves, you're eliciting a fear that they can't. You're eliciting a fear that they're not able to, that they're not good enough, that they, and I get these messages all, how do I believe? I don't know how to believe. I can't get there. And they get really concerned and worried because you've told them that's not within themselves, that it's something outside of themselves they have to strive for. This idea of guilt and shame and not worthy narratives is a lot of times the old age dogmas, but it's also the new age dogmas, because the new age dogmas tell you you have to do these things. And what if they don't feel they can? Then they're guilty or they feel less worthy because they've created this fear-based, insurmountable obstacle that they can't get to.
And now a quick word from our sponsor. Coffee Time with John. This channel runs off coffee, so get your coffee and tea at johnsjoe.com.
There's a heavy focus on needing a middleman or intermediate, a guru. And there's a lot of people who are saying, okay, I'm going to step up and become a millionaire guru, right? There are several people like I would name, and I'm not going to, who actually plan that path. Because I was there when they actually had the conversation about what they were going to do to become a famous spiritual online guru. And I literally watched the creating moment of someone creating a millionaire guru business. I watched it happen. I heard the conversations. That they're not focusing on telling you you're powerful. They're not focused on telling you how great you are. They're actually eliciting fears and responses. One of them the other day, a video I just put out just the other day, talked about fear being something that has its own mind. That's just a fear-based ideology showing you that you have to struggle against fear. The fact that there is no you, that you are nothing, and that God is everything, and you're one with that God, but so there is no you. That's just fear-based ideology that's coming from spiritual psychobabble. And in reality, it's all far simpler. In my personal experience, when I stripped all of that away, people ask me what my belief system is now. I say I'm not new age, I'm not old age, I am present age. I am here now living a loving life and choosing in this one moment to be loving. And that's it. People say, what's your religion? I say, I am John and I am love. That is my belief system. And it doesn't have to be harder than that. It does not have to be a struggle with old age ideologies and new age ideologies, which are morphing daily, by the way. People are adding theologians' ideologies to the ancient and the new. It's funny. People used to talk about soulmates, and then it was like, oh, soulmates. And when the soulmates kind of lost its word power, it became twin flames, and then the twin flames lost its word power, and then it became. What was the one I just heard? It was twin soul ray. Was the next thing I heard. She was my twin soul ray, right? And those ideologies and those things within the New Age started morphing because those paths were running out. Same thing with the Old Age. The old dogmas, the rapture was addition, the Trinity is an addition. The constructs or the design of hell comes from the Middle Ages. It's morphing and changing because they are trying to keep the path going. It's all far simpler. Exhale. Come back to your present. Be in the now. Realize the doorway to God is found at the bottom of every breath. Right there for you to grab a hold of and you to step into. That idea that the New Age is talking about all these new ways you have to do it. You have to exhale this way. You have to mantra this way. You have to, you know, you have to burn sage in your house. These are all just new age ideologies that are fear based. Why are you burning sage? So the evil spirits don't get you. That's the belief that's in evil spirits. So you're creating that outcome. The world is a construct of belief. What's the belief is the construct of? Your belief. Negative people see a negative world because they believe the world is negative, and so the world shows them a negative world. Be a positive person. Step into that ideology of, I am creating a loving world. And you can find that in all of the teachings, everywhere, even the New Age teaching. But it's all the fear-based stuff and all the stuff that you're not there yet stuff that the New Age pushes that keeps people in a fearful state in the present, which creates a fearful state in the present for the world, for them. So when you look at this fear-mongering disguised as high vibrational thinking or high vibrational mindset, they're actually literally putting themselves on a pedestal, say, I'm at a higher vibration. That's what they're doing. They're selling this idea that you need them. That's that aspect. Old age dogma is doing the same thing. They have their hierarchy of the church. So you have your televangelist, who is the guru. It's the same business model on both sides of this. And when you look at it from the perspective of, am I going to succumb to the fear-based marketing? Am I going to succumb to the controversial YouTube titles? Am I going to create a world around myself that is based upon somebody else's fear-based marketing tactics? It really comes back to you coming to the simple truth of your own spirituality. All the powers within you, you can find that truth everywhere. All the powers within you. But if you start giving your power to the ideologies of people who are selling fear-based ideas for their own gain, you're actually losing that truth of the simplicity of it. You can get really tired of old age dogmas. That's why the churches are failing right now in a major way. The new age stuff is failing right now too. If you look online, you'll see that people are starting to collapse. Like Billy Carson was just called out and shown to be a fraud, and all this stuff, right? And the interesting thing is because they're selling either conspiracy, hidden knowledge, or prophecy. Conspiracy, hidden knowledge, prophecy. When are they here? When are they in the present? They're not, because it's not marketable. Spirituality is not a marketable thing because it's an inward journey. It's not an outward purchase. And this idea that you can create joy and laughter in your life in a lighthearted world and surround yourself with people who love you and love who you love in return, and you can have all these beautiful things. It's far more simple. If you make the choice that God is love instead of vengeful and jealous, then you create a loving world because you start living into that loving world, especially when you decide that you are part of that oneness of God. Right? The New Age ideology says you need to go to spirit guides and middlemen and all those people to give you all this information. That's not empowering you. That's empowering something outside of yourself, and that in itself will actually take the power away from you. It disempowers you. So remember that spirituality is a personal journey. It's your journey. And if someone's selling you theirs, ask yourself, are they saying that I'm powerful in the here and now? Are they empowering me to step into my divinity? And if they're not empowering you to step into your divinity, ask yourself what they get out of it. What's their gain? Because you have all the power. There's nothing you need outside of yourself because it's all within. Because this whole thing is a mind game. We're putting our belief in something and it's being shown back to us. In the beginning is the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Our words, our thoughts, our beliefs go out to God. God reflects those words, thoughts, and beliefs in the image around us. We are truly created in God's image. This is it. You don't need the ancient dogmas. We don't need the New Age dogmas. We just need to come back to here in the moment and choose to believe and create a loving world. And that's the simplicity of spirituality. It all comes down to two words: I am. You bring yourself to choosing what comes after that, and your entire spiritual journey has been simplified down to your own divinity. And that's what all of those teachers talked about back there. So that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See you. Bye.